Whoppers in Europe were found to be mixing horse meat with its beef in 2013.
Companies are out here gaslighting us into thinking that shrinkflation isn't real. Look at that.
The popsicle's smaller, but don't adjust the popsicle stick size or how far the machine dips it in the chocolate. So that tells us exactly how big it used to be.
Products are getting smaller, labels are getting sketchier, and companies are hoping you won't read the fine print. This isn't just shrinkflation, it's misleading, manipulation, and flat-out deception. So let's break down how companies are tricking millions of people. I'll also be reading some of your comments in today's video, so let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
Here are some times when food companies got caught lying about what is actually in their product. Number one, back in 2010, Rice Krispies claimed that their cereal would boost your child's immunity. Of course, this wasn't true, and the company got caught by the Federal Trade Commission. They were forced to remove the label from all of their boxes and pay a settlement fee. This is pretty crazy though, like what combination of rice and sugar is boosting your immunity?
Facts.
Back in 2013, Naked Juices got busted for having 100% juice and all natural on their label. However, it was later found that these juices contain synthetic fiber and vitamins. Their fate was the exact same as the Rice Krispies.
Synthetic fibers and vitamins. Honestly, these companies will literally do anything to screw the customer and increase shareholder profits. The fact that you are a juice company and no longer put literal juice with the fiber that comes in fruit to begin with in your product is insane. How are they allowed to get away with this? I guess apparently not. They're getting caught. But I wonder how many other companies are skating by the radar, flying under the radar, that we're ingesting and consuming before they get caught. This is insane.
They lost a class action lawsuit and had to pay a settlement, which is probably the least criminal thing about this brand. Some of these juices have like 400 calories in them. Another pretty unbelievable one, Betty Crocker said her fruit roll-ups were made with real fruit. Of course, the truth came out and these contain more sugar and artificial ingredients than actual fruit. So bad news, guys. This does not help you reach your fruit intake for the day. Lastly, Horizon Organic was busted for not actually being organic. This is partly why I think buying organic is kind of a waste because you never know what you're actually getting. The only fact about buying organic is that you're getting fleeced, bro. Your wallet is crying and hurting. This should be like double the price.
It truly is a pain in the butt. Honestly, the fact that organic foods, like eating healthy is very important. And the fact that in order to eat healthy, it costs more. And I've always been skeptical of eating organic, mainly because of stuff like this. Companies keep getting exposed for not actually following the organic guidelines. It's like, what do you trust? Who do you trust with your hard-earned money to spend more money on organic foods and then find out years later, oh, that they've been cutting corners and you've been getting screwed and you're not actually going to get your money back, but we're just going to out them. It's incredible. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on previous exposing companies insanity episodes and like the shrinkflation episodes. If you haven't seen those videos, highly recommend you check them out. And if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. Can we stop having screw the customer in every way we can be the standard business model now, please? I miss having trust, quality, and dignity as a customer. I totally agree. It's getting so bad now in 2025. This is either late stage capitalism or just straight up like greed. I don't know what it is that we keep screwing the customer in every way, shape, or form. And they keep getting away with it. Like, are we condoning it? Because that seems to be what's going on. And how can we start making these massive corporations accountable? How do we hold them accountable? I really don't know.
So I've been buying this for over a year and I'm a little disappointed because this is my old bottle. As you can see, it's very empty. I love this stuff so much that I cut it and I use every last drop. Like, so good. It's the barrier butter if you're wondering. Anyway, and it's a 5-ounce bottle. This was $38. 5 ounces for $38 is incredible for skincare. Tell me why for $36, the new version of this is only 3.4 ounces. That's crazy. She offers a big, and
that's like conveniently what I believe is the proper size you're allowed, like the max limit for like bringing stuff on a plane by TSA, if I remember correctly.
Little size of this product. These are both the big sizes. That's crazy. That is so much less product for only $2 cheaper. And you know what? It'd be different if it was one of those products where like a little goes a long way. At that point, like I get why bottles are small, but like this, you don't use this stuff very sparingly. This is Olaplex, so it's beside the point, but I probably use like that much on my face. I don't know, maybe I have a big head, so I need a lot. But it's a product that I definitely think is worth staying at a 5-ounce point. And it's not even on some travel size shit because she offers the little option so people who are traveling can buy that one.
Facts.
I don't know. I just ordered sushi. I catch up on some YouTube and chill.
Have you guys ever had that happen? Because I've had it happen several times to me where, you know, you add, I don't know, an item to your shopping list that you're running low on, and then you go to the store and you buy it. And then you bring it back and you can literally hold both of the items that you purchased in your hand next to each other, and they're clearly different. And then typically what you find on the product is it says, oh, new size or new redesign, some BS that they add. And then you look a little closer, the price was still the same or more, and conveniently the new one that you bought weighs less than the previous one that you had. I've caught them several times doing this products. I've exposed them, even Costco. I have been, you know, trusting and believing in Costco for a very long time. And I caught them doing it with the cold cuts, the turkey cold cuts, and I exposed it in the last video. Crazy. And I don't know where to turn anymore. It just pisses me off that they don't openly, like, where are they posting this information? By the way, we're raising the price, changing the packaging, and giving you less product. I'd like them to be transparent about it. I don't think it would bother me as much if companies made this, like, public. They let companies know, hey, we're struggling too, so these are the changes that we are going to introduce into our product lines and stuff. But they never do it. Anywho, we went off on a tangent. Going back to these products, making it smaller. I wonder if, like, they found some way, because where my mind's going is they must have been like, oh, people were getting these confiscated, the large size at TSA, because most people don't know that 3.4 ounces is a proper, like, the max limit. So they were probably bringing these onto the plane, the large one, and getting it confiscated. So Rhode was like, oh yeah, let's just change our max size to 3.4 ounces. So this way you can fly with it, because maybe you're going for a long time on a trip and you're going to run out of the small one. So we'll give you the big one. But they kept the price the same, which is extremely deceptive, if you ask me. I wanted to read some of the comments that they left on that TikTok. Mind you, 3.4 is considered travel size. So for full price, you're paying for a travel size product. And that's the irony, because just previously, she had offered a small size for travel, supposedly here. So I love the way these companies, like, deceptively, manipulatively, I can't even say that word, introduce this subtly into it, as if you won't see it, as if we're all dumb and sheep that will never notice all of these changes. So I'm happy these videos are finally surfacing, outing these companies. Like, exactly, like this next comment says, yet y'all still keep buying it. Literally, so we are condoning it. If anything, we are allowing them and incentivizing them to keep getting away with this stuff, because it's like we keep buying it, so they're going to keep taking advantage.
As I have said countless times on this channel, the best ways I've found to fight shrinkflation are pretty simple. Buy in bulk, buy Whole Foods, use coupons, check clearance, and watch for sales. But I just found another awesome way to fight back, and it's called Merrifield. So huge thanks to Merrifield for sponsoring this video. Merrifield is a completely free app that literally rewards you for buying better for you brands. You shop like normal, scan your receipt, and boom, you automatically earn points for the healthy products you bought. And if you shop online, Whole Foods, Instacart, any of those, you can link those accounts so you earn points without even doing anything. It's the definition of passive saving. They work with a ton of healthy, popular brands like Applegate, Amy's, Bragg, Crofters, Hue, and many more. Basically, the brands people already buy when they're trying to eat healthy. And the best part, the points turn into actual gift cards. Starbucks, Amazon, Sephora, tons of places you actually use. So every time shrinkflation takes something away from you, Merrifield gives a little bit back. Eating healthy is expensive and companies know it, but Merrifield makes saving money on groceries way easier and honestly kind of fun too, especially when everything around us is getting smaller and more expensive. So if you want to actually fight back against shrinkflation and save money at the same exact time, then check out Merrifield. You can download it totally free with the link in the description or by clicking the QR code you see up here on the screen. Otherwise, huge thanks again to Merrifield for supporting the channel, and let's get back into it.
Do y'all see how boneless this cake is? This is from the Cheesecake Factory. I wanted to treat myself today because I went out and I just wanted a little sweet treat. I took 2 bites, yeah, but what? Like, this is not how it usually comes. I am so disappointed. I might just contact customer support.
I'd be pissed too.
Because it's never been this boneless. It's usually a thick cake. It's a 7-layer cake. It's the biggest cake that they have. I'm pretty sure the girl cutting it or the person behind the counter literally split 1 serving in half and gave me the other half. What the hell?
She held that thing sideways and it nearly disappeared. Like, you couldn't see it. It was invisible when she held it sideways. I'm surprised Cheesecake didn't change their iconic 7-layer cake to like 5-layer by now. And, you know, catch up with the shrinkflation and the corporate greed that everyone else is doing. I love the top comment on this. Mind you, this is what it looks like on their website. So yeah, she was robbed and they clearly cut it in half. Or why even serve it at that point? That's just straight up disrespectful to get a cake that thin. That's crazy to me. They gave you a sliver. That's what I'm saying. It's like the leftover of a piece of cake. That is the thinnest slice of cake I think I have ever seen. Borderline disrespectful. And it probably cost you $15 to buy that now. This is why I don't go out to eat anymore. It's why I don't like to dine out. I do it every now and then just to see if things have changed. And I keep getting disappointed. As you guys can clearly see, this is not the usual setup that I record my videos at. And that's because I am traveling around and I just wanted to switch things up a bit here. And I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the area looking at stuff around. If you guys live here or have ever visited, let me know what areas that you like. I'm looking to move. I am so done with Florida, I will say, and I don't want to go off on a tangent for too long, but so much nicer than where I live currently in an apartment in Fort Myers, Florida. Just the weather, the people are nicer. I don't know. The drivers are so much better. And I'm being hyper, aware of everything that's going on. But the reason I bring this up is because I went out with my fiance to a diner in Charlotte and I ordered some breakfast from the diner. 3 eggs, 2 to 3 slices of bacon, thin slices, a little fruit cup. So disrespectful, the fruit cup. The fruit didn't even go above the freaking cup itself, it's like they slid it off the top. And then it was the same fruit, like canned fruit. Ridiculous. 1 piece of toast cut in half. Guess how much that cost? Over $17. I ate it before my fiance finished half her sandwich. Took me 30 seconds. The audacity to give that amount of food and it being just 3 eggs for over $17 plus tax plus tip is insane. This is why I don't like to go out anymore. Every time I go out to eat, I get disappointed more and more and more. So I'm like sick of it now. This is why it really is a shame. This is something I used to enjoy that I honestly don't even want to do anymore. I just noticed this. PF Chang's left a comment and was like, bestie, it's time to go to PF Chang's. Can you imagine if one of these companies actually gave proper portion sizes? The business that they would get from the amount of people that are clearly upset and don't go out to eat anymore. Maybe I have to start one of these restaurants.
These are the biggest lies companies ever told. So Skechers lied by claiming its shape-ups burn more calories per step than any other shoe, which landed them in a $40 million settlement for making unfounded claims. Similarly to Naked Juice, who claimed its juice was all natural, which was, of course, not true. Not sure who believed this, but Kellogg's wrote on Frosted Mini Wheats that it was clinically proven to improve kids' ADHD by 20%, and Listerine lied about their mouthwash, saying it could actually replace floss. Red Lobster's lobster bisque was actually found to be made from a langostino, a cousin of the hermit crab, and Whoppers in Europe were found to be mixing horse meat with its beef in 2013. But perhaps nobody's better at lying than Subway. For example, its tuna salad contains no detectable DNA sequence of a tuna, its bread is classified more as a cupcake than bread, and its chicken contains 50% soy fillers. So stay safe out there.
Imagine if that claim was actually true. To promote if you wear my sneakers, you'll burn more calories. Like, unless they're weighted, that makes absolutely no sense. But somewhere in their company, they thought they could get away with it and did for who knows how long. It's crazy that the lengths these companies will go to just lie to boost their sales. It really, really is insane. And I've always heard the rumor that Burger King or McDonald's, one of them, was using horse meat in their burgers. I didn't think it was actually true. So, you know, if some of you out there know this and can fact check this, because I'm a little skeptical, but I wouldn't be surprised in any way, shape, or form if all of that was fact checked and came back correct. My now 15-year-old daughter has been referring to everything affected by shrinkflation as scam snacks for years. She's not wrong. Kudos to your daughter. That is pure genius. Scam snacks. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. And the fact that your 15-year-old daughter can see the manipulation going on, she's a smart one. You should keep her around more.
Did they shrink Jersey Mike's sandwiches? Like, this is tiny. It's just a regular. It looks only mildly bigger.
And that's a female hand. No offense to women out there, but men's hands are usually huge. So the fact that that sandwich is smaller than her hand?
Than a mini, right? Am I crazy?
What is that?
Like, these used to be, I feel like these used to be bigger. What's going on? It wasn't cheaper. This looks like a tiny little sandwich, which is fine. Like, I don't need a ton of food, but I didn't pay for a tiny little sandwich. You know what I mean? What's going on, Jersey Mike's? This is smaller, and the cost was not cheaper.
It's almost like they took the proper 12-inch size sandwich bread and then cut a sliver out of the middle. And after, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 sandwiches, they've now saved themselves a complete sandwich. Have you ever seen those like DoorDashers that they can cut and manipulate the way the pizza is in the box to essentially pull out a 9th slice and then put the original pizza back together and it still shows 8? Have you guys seen that? Because it's insane. That's what I feel like Jersey Mike's is doing. Charging who knows what atrocity of a price they're going to put on that. Probably $16 for an artificial sandwich that honestly couldn't even fill up a small child at this point. Oreos double stuffed is just regular Oreos. Yeah.
Companies are out here gaslighting us into thinking that shrinkflation isn't real. A woman literally laughed at me when I picked this up. Look at that.
Oh,
There's
my.
like 3 chips. There's 3 chips in the whole bag.
Why even put a window on the bag to see the chips if you're just gonna mock us and charge $4 for a bag like that? And then they probably call it family size. Unreal. The worst is the cake mix that only makes like 21 cupcakes now instead of a full dozen. Yeah, so is that true? Instead of getting 24 cupcakes, you now get 21. And essentially, I can't wait till like pan companies that have a dozen pans, a dozen cutouts for the cupcakes, start shrinkflating it and then removing. That would be the day that you buy the pan, the baking sheet, and it's got 11 or 10 cupcake cutouts because it saves the machining manufacturing company money. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it. They just laugh in all the way to the bank at this point here. I work at a store. All of the products that say new look on them have less fluid ounces in them. They change the bottle design so you don't notice. See? I'm so happy other people are catching on to this. Guys, if you have ever seen any product that has been manipulated, shrinkflation, changed new logos, yada, 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 let me know down in the comments below so we can help others as to which products we should be avoiding.
Shrinkflation is getting out of hand. These are my favorite cookies. I love these. I think they're only in the States and Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel so deceived. This is actually criminal. So I ate a lot of them. I pull it out. I eat one more. And I'm like, oh, let's see how many there are in there. Are you kidding? This is criminal.
No way.
This is so deceiving. Obviously, I know makeup's been going through shrinkflation and stuff. It hasn't really bothered me that much. But this, I just feel so deceived. I feel so deceived because you take it out from the top. You don't see that there's less.
Facts.
And then there's less. Count your days.
That is so deceptive marketing to think you're getting that full, like what they should have done properly is reduce the size of their packaging so we as consumers know that it's smaller. But no, instead of doing that and actually looking out for the customer, they just reduce the size of it. And again, you won't know it, not until you open it, but until you eat several of the cookies and get down to the bottom and then realize they've slighted you. Unreal. This is why in Japan, the law dictates that the products must be the same size as the packaging and its commercials. If it ain't, you can sue them. We in the rest of the world should do the same. True, but I guess everybody's in cahoots and in bed with each other here in the US that they can condone it and they're like, oh, you know, you'll learn it when you get screwed the first time, second or third time, and then you stop buying from them. They'll never be, you know, transparent and open about it. Another reason why I really should move to Japan. I'm not, but I really do want to visit. I've heard nothing but great things about them.
Dude, what the fuck is this burger, bro?
Gen Z and Gen Alpha, if you're ever wondering what a normal size product looks like, just find the family size or party size of whatever you're about to buy and then compare it to the normal. And you'll see a pretty drastic difference just like that. So this is what it used to be.
Wow.
Family size cheese. See how it's 2 pounds? That's because we used to buy them by the brick and then we would shred our own, and they started finding out that we liked it pre-shredded. So they started making it like this. But then they wanted to give us less. So they started giving us this kind of size, 8 ounces, compared to the 2 pounds that we used to get standard. Party size potato chips. This is the size they used to come in standard. Literally, this is just a bag of chips. This is the size they used to come in always. 8 ounces, 12 ounces, 12 and a half even. Look at that. Bag of Doritos. Literally, this is just a normal size back in the day. Now they're so tiny. So tiny, look at that.
Look at how inflated all those bags of chips are. Honestly, we should have a law where all the bags should be clear and then they can put their logo on it so I can decide what they're actually selling. It shouldn't be a mystery every single time I buy a bag of chips to how much is in there, which is getting increasingly smaller and smaller and smaller every single time somebody seems to open one.
Size. This is the size Oreos used to come in. Standard. There it is. Look at, do you see how tiny that is? 13.29 ounces. Look at Double Stuff is even smaller, like so much smaller. See the difference? This is what they're claiming is normal. This is how it used to look. This is the family size. Now they have party size to act as though there's ever been a difference, but this is what it used to be. See how they have this original size Cheez-It? Look at how it compares to this pantry size.
They shaped it that way.
And here's family size. This is probably closer to the original size right here. This 12.4 ounces would have been the original size. You see this family pack of chicken nuggets that actually has more than 1 meal's worth in it? That was standard. Didn't used to cost $15 either. Now this is apparently normal size. Literally 1 to 2 meals with small children.
I mean, I give them credit. It's pure genius to, you know, Cheez-Its, back what I used to think, you know, let's go 10 years ago. Cheez-Its had like one size. It was just a normal box of Cheez-Its that you would get. And maybe they had the snack packs, you know, the singles. But that would be it. You had that one choice of size. It's pure genius marketing. I really, kudos to them. I give them a lot of credit for, you know, saying, oh, shoot, we need to diversify this. We're losing money or we want to make more money. Let's make the original size that we used to offer. And let's make that, we'll slap a logo on it, call it family size. And then we'll make another product and call that the normal size. And then we'll create a pantry size, which is even bigger that you can store. So they've essentially like spread out the wealth and have manipulated us and deceived us into thinking what used to be like we're getting more money, blah, 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 blah. But it's a way for them to just charge more because, well, you're not buying the normal size. If you're going to buy the family size, of course it's going to be more. But just a couple of years ago, that family size used to be the normal one. That's pure genius marketing. I give them that. But it's the deception is what pisses me off. This is actually why in Germany we have regulations on how much air to product there can be in bags. If there is more than 30% air in the bag, it is forbidden, as the assumption is that the companies want to fool the consumers into thinking that there is more product in the packaging. Very true. Notice how when you grab a bag of chips, you can't really squeeze the bag to feel where the top of the chip line is. If they had reduced the amount of air, even a slightest bit, you'd be able to feel maybe where that top of the bag is, and you'd know how much there is in there, because nobody can tell by weight. Come on, it's chips, it's light. Nobody can really tell that, especially when there's so many different, varieties of chips. So again, look at all this, and they thought about what I'm saying. It's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences anymore.
Why is this normalized? What is this?
What's with the nails? How does she open that? That's so impressive. Oh, but that is straight deceptive marketing though. Look how tiny those are. They're so cute, but the nails.
This is the size that the bites used to be. The bite size here.
Those are some very interesting nails.
Are we seeing this? Like, are you guys seeing this?
Did you see the size of it compared to the wrapper? Again, deceptive marketing. And I bet you they could, you could squeeze it and shrink them and maybe they would be the size of it, but I doubt it. I know people used to shake them and you could get them super tiny, so maybe there's some of that. And I'm not playing the devil's advocate. I'm not trying to, play the defensive for these companies. They're definitely screwing you by keeping the packaging the same size and giving you less so you don't realize. Someone says, I remember it used to be so hard to open them because it was full. Not anymore. Literally the size of the mini Airheads. Oh no. Oh no. 0.91 pounds. 1 pound.
And that's with the packaging.
With the packaging. How do they get away with this? I'd love to know. Now, I've never actually done that. I've always... Oh, geez. I was about to say, I always trust them when it comes to weight. I now have to do even more work, and I have to weigh out every single packaging now. And that's hoping that the scale isn't off. But if the scale is off, then maybe that's in our favor when weighing certain products. Maybe, I guess you'd win in that case, but I doubt it. I'm sure the scales are very accurate at Walmart. Weights are approximate, but strangely never over. I absolutely love that comment. Weights are approximate, but conveniently, coincidentally, they're never over. Huh. Report the weights and measures. Oh, class action lawsuit. But remember, if you take anything from them, it's illegal. But they've been getting away with this for who knows how long, screwing the customers.
50 times shrinkflation was so obvious it felt like a scam.
It is.
Let's take a look. Sewing kits. It's actually butter cookie tins, and it's from 16 ounces down to 12 ounces. Number 2, when you make the popsicle smaller, but don't adjust the popsicle stick size or how far the machine dips it in the chocolate. So that tells us exactly how big it used to be.
Oh my gosh.
Number 3, same package, purchased 1 month apart. Number 4, new versus old Swiss cake rolls. We just saw this one the other day. Over the years, 80s, 90s, aughts, and now. I saw this one, Pringles can I saved for an art project roughly 10 years ago versus one I bought yesterday. We've seen a lot of these cheese ones lately. String cheese I get every week, left is old, right is new. All the new ones in the bag were smaller. Number 8, fries, $7.99 at the hockey arena in Canada. Number 9, open the package to see less biscuits. And look, they just made the packaging so that there's just an empty space. Number 10, Snickers Yard with hollow cardboard center. This actually is enraging. They sell a yard's worth of Snickers and it's missing the middle. That's not a yard.
How can they get away with that?
That actually is like stealing. We'll do the next 10 in part 2.
It is borderline stealing. How is it not? I can't get over the first one. The fact that they were they didn't want to spend the extra money to adjust the manufacturing machining process of dipping the freaking ice cream in it, so you can see how far it used to be and how much more ice cream you used to get. That's honestly diabolical. It truly is. Anywho, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video on catching more companies scamming everyone. The crazy thing is, as I was researching this and editing and putting this video together, I found even more videos that go even crazier with companies straight up manipulating and lying to us. So there will be a part 3 to this insanity. So definitely make sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications, smash the like button, and if you didn't see part 1, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.